welcome back to the channel. You're watching An Idiot Outdoors. This is Saturday night and I'm back out for a bit of it's sort of a stealth woodland camp. The missus seems to think where I'm going is super sketchy. I mean, up till now I've had no bother here, but we all have our own opinions about things. So however, I'm going to try and find a nice little spot to camp, set my tent up, get my chair up, have a few tinnies, cook some food, chill out. Motorhome, glamping pod, log cabin. We're not about that here. We do it proper. I'm back at work now. Them 6 weeks are over, so back to the grind. Well, straight away we've got off-road bikes. So it's currently about 10 to 8 at night, so I don't have a massive amount of light left. Rubbish as usual. So I think here potentially I'm going to clear this and I'll get the tent in here. So slight change of plan. I was going to pitch up in there, but instead this is a lot flatter. I've cleared it. Obviously tomorrow I can just brush it back across, but yeah, this is relatively flat. As you can hear, you've got a couple of off-road motorbikes, a load of kids over there. Kids, lads, teenagers, whatever they are. Can't see them, but I can hear them. So I've got the chair set up, obviously, and I'm going to have me a beer, because I am very hot. Travelling light as usual. I've got a van turning up in a bit. It's going to drop the wardrobes off, a divan bed, and after that I've got a plumber and electrician coming to plumb me a sink in and give me some electrics. Not, but I might as well have, hadn't I? But yeah, I do comfort. Yeah, that's going to get very annoying. Yep. Hopefully they'll run out of petrol. I can actually see them now through the actual trees. But yeah, what was I going to say? Yeah, this location. Try again. This location's only about 15-minute walk from where I live. So I've walked here with the gear. It's only around the corner. Wasting my time at the moment. I'll bring you back in a bit. So it's 9:15. Took a while for those guys on the motorbikes to go, so there was no point trying to record anything whatsoever. In that time I've just used it to set up the camp. Everything's set up apart from my bed, but other than that I'll show you what it looks like. Really cozy. I'm a bit hot though. I'm going to sit and chill, definitely, but I'll swing the camera around and we'll go take a look. So if you remember, I come in from this direction. So, of course, we've got the table, we've got the chair, we've got the retro style lantern. We are featuring the outside in. Slacking a bit lately. Nothing posh. It's just on a wooden chopping board. Get a load of that. And of course, back to the good old Hyena 2. Don't worry, that's my beer can. I've only had the one beer so far. I've been too busy. But yeah, I've had an IPA. Seems to me now that if one person's had an IPA, a million people have had an IPA. Every video I watch now, everybody's on the IPAs. I might start drinking Jaeger bombs, and then I can guarantee you then the following week everyone will be drinking Jaeger bombs and cheeky Vintos. I'll tell you who doesn't. Chris. Chris is loyal to his game. Chris is a cider drinker. Chris likes an inch. Inches rather. Inches. Yeah. That did sound wrong. I do apologise. I'm not going to redo it. We keep it real here. Keeping it real. But yeah, Chris likes his inches cider. Talking to Chris and Ryan, we've spoke now, been back to work. Apparently, I missed out on a camp with them lads. I'd planned it and I've totally forgotten. So if you're watching this, guys, yeah, I'm an idiot. We all know that. Hence the show name. But yeah, we are planning to do a camp. I think it's not next week or the week after, the following week. So we're talking, yeah, in about 3 weeks, something like that. They did give me the date, but I'm an idiot and I forgot, so I'll have to check it with them. But this time I'm not going to forget, guys. Do apologise. But yeah, so now you've seen around the camp. See, you've got nothing that's going to come from that way because there's too much shrubs and bushes and whatever else. I did think about putting the camo net up there just to give me a bit of a cover, but if somebody's going to walk this far in, They're going to walk the rest of the way, so it just makes no odds. It really doesn't make no odds. Nice little spot now, it's gone quiet. Shame about the mess. Really is a shame about that. And obviously you've had somebody done a bonfire here. So yep, chill out time now. In the chair, of course. Oh, and one more thing, Jack. It was nice to meet you today, pal. The guy on the bicycle. Met some time back. You know what it's about. Good to meet you, fella. And it was nice to hear the following you've got me on the stag do that you went on. I can't believe you was all watching an idiot outdoors on the plane. Wow, mind blown. But yeah, thanks for the support, Jack. So yeah, I mean, this is not clickbait or anything like that, but there was somebody coming through the woods. Now, you wouldn't know this, but there's a massive drop down there. Now, there's a footpath running across there. So, I'm sat here just having a beer. I've got the lantern on, if you can see that. And then suddenly, just out of nowhere, seen torches flashing, and they were sort of like beaming straight at me. I thought, geez, better turn that lamp out. I don't want, I don't want people bothering me. What are you doing here? All that. But the weird thing was, I turned the lamp off. Lamp off. What's a lamp off? Yeah, so I turned the lantern off. Excuse me again. And these lights started being all over the place. They end up over there. You can't see. Next thing I know, down that dip I was on about down there, lights flashing upwards, people shining torches. I can hear voices. It was almost like there was like zeroing in on me. Not that, I mean, I think I turned the lantern off pretty quick, but it ended up going all the way around here, and then all the way back round, and then finally torches were going along there. So clearly they're not too clued up with, as I say, if you come off the main path, you come into here, how I've showed you, but you have got a big drop down the side. So they've ended up walking down there, climbing up the embankment, going back up and going round. So they seemed intent on finding somebody or something, but as I say, I just went into blackout mode, took no notice, chilled out for a bit, had a beer, passed on, and that's the end of that. So I was hoping I wouldn't get any bother here tonight. I mean, I haven't had any bother, but just having to go into lights out mode because you've got people. Like I says, the missus says it's a very sketchy area. Now, I determined my my perspective of a sketchy area is, I mean, you've got all the motorbikes going on earlier. It's one of them areas, it's a local park area, but you have got a lot of hidden areas in the woods, so you'd have to know them pretty well to, find somebody. If they went into lights out mode, you ain't going to find them. Now, what I didn't mention to you earlier was all the bricks. The place is absolutely covered in bricks and walls, and because it happens to be an old brickworks. I need to eat some food. I can't even talk anymore. Wow. Slap. Maybe I'll have some food, and maybe I'll tell you about it being a old clay pit and brickworks. Basically, the pools that are around here, the reason they are pools is because they dug out the pools, the clay, which made them. I give up. I really give up. And I'm getting cold. I'm going to put my down jacket on. Right then, we are going in. peg the door back down. So we've got the OEX, oh, I can't remember what it's called now. Maybe I'll tell you up here. Oh. Drift 700. I'm sure it's a Drift 700. Now it is literally a summer sleeping bag. It's meant to be quite a thin, you know, you don't want to be out sleeping in a 3-season sleeping bag in the midst of summer, do you? Where you're going to end up sweating. So anybody who's come out in this sleeping bag and moaned about it, I've got on with this perfect. Literally, I can sleep in this with a t-shirt on and I'll be warm enough. Now, if you're going to start getting down to temperatures, you know, down to something like 6 degrees or whatever, you're going to need a 3-season bag. Even at 8 degrees, you're going to need a 3-season bag. But if the temperatures in the summer, you know, nighttime temperatures are 12 degrees Celsius beyond, you know, you don't need a lot of insulation to keep you warm. Anyway, moving on, we've got the Flux 5. I know we don't need to have the 5 this time of year, but there's no point me buying a 2 for summer and a 5 for winter. Just use it all year round. If it hasn't got the rating for winter, I'm going to put a foil liner underneath. I'll see how we get on. Time will tell. We've got the Euro Hike flannel pillow and the OEX Traverse pillow, self-inflating. So we are pretty much back to a normal tent setup tonight. And the temperature has dropped and I'm actually in my down jacket. Also, while I'm in here, excuse me, start again. Also, while I'm in here, even though the last time I was in a tent I was in a Jackal 2, just obviously, you know, panning it round or whatever. In fact, I will come out and I'll do it from this area. Excuse me, bear with me. I still feel snugness and comfort wise and just in general. I've got the Jackal 2 and it's a great tent, but personally I still feel, even though the Jackal 2 is meant to be an upgrade to this tent, I still feel this tent just feels more cosy, more homely, just, and I don't even know why. Maybe I've just got an attachment to this tent, but even so, I still prefer being in here to the Jackal 2. Right, so food. Got some chicken cooking away. Gonna have that with egg fried rice and sweet chili sauce. Egg fried rice. Really simple. Sweet chili chicken and rice. Very simple. (14 degrees). Yeah, so it's 4:30 in the morning. Didn't intend to stay up this late. Kind of got distracted by watching The Gentleman on Netflix. I've finished the series now, but yeah, sort of kept me awake. And I've noticed my lamp up there's flashing, so that's going to die soon. So I'm going to whip that on charge. Excuse me. I'll drink my final bit. Excuse me. Start again. Excuse me. Excuse me a final time. Try again. I'm going to drink my final beer and I'm getting in the tent for some shut-eye. And I'm going to put my lamp on charge. But I've got to be honest, I do feel drunk tonight. Seriously. Bottoms up. Oh. And I'll have a general tidy up. Yeah. I am so ready for bed now. So ready for bed. On that note, let's get sorted. I had an awesome sleep. I stayed up till early hours in the morning watching The Gentleman on Netflix. I've finished the whole of series 1 now, and then I got into the tent. So it's middle of the day and I don't care. And it was really warm in there last night. I did get in the sleeping bag. I had my down jacket on because it was really cold last night, but I didn't stay in the sleeping bag for very long. I ended up getting out of it. I forgot how warm it is in that tent. Anyway, as per, get the kettle on, and then I've got myself a jam donut to eat. The macaroons that are saved for my breakfast, I ate them last night, and I've got to get back to give the cats some food before they have abandonment issues. So that's the plan. As you can see, it's full of bricks. Bricks everywhere. Bricks. All up there, bricks. And the reason for that is this is the site of an old brickworks. There's lots of buildings all over here before the woodlands claimed it back. And there's a massive clay pit which is now full of carp, which is what they dug out clay from. just there. You should see people coming along. It's the path. Yeah, they're coming along here. Strangely, last night, those guys, they'd come along here with torches, stopped, come back, and then they was down here somewhere. I could hear them down here, and you could see the torches. There is a way through there. I've been down this embankment before and through. But yeah, I don't know whether they was lost or what, but as I say, they was definitely down here. They've obviously come back up and then they went across here. When I seen the torchlight, I just knocked my light out, so who knows what that was about. But oh well, that was then, this is now. Eighteen degrees. Whoa. Mess as usual. A cup of tea, jam donut, and start packing up. And then flies in my face, and then I'll have another cup of tea, of course. So these blacked out windows really have stood the test of time. They've done a lot better than what I thought they would. As you can see, still going real strong. I personally think these tents would have been better without the windows in. You can see everything's all ready to go in the bag. Got a plane going overhead. Got people over there somewhere walking along. I've had a dog come running in sort of that area over there and then run back out again. Right, so yeah, something I wanted to talk about. Now, quite oftenly now, since I've been doing the YouTube channel, a lot of people say, oh, I like watching camping, and then you get other people who say, oh, I can't stand camping. Oh, I went when I was a kid and it was atrocious and this, that and the other. And it seems to be that the people who don't like camping or doing this outside sort of stuff seem to all have the same experience in the past. They've travelled a couple of hours somewhere in the car, they've turned up on a site, they've set up in the rain, it's rained solid for a week, they're wet, bored, cold, they moan about the sleep system wasn't very good. You get the picture. Now, I believe if you having a bad experience when you do something, especially as a child, you're going to remember that. You're not going to want to repeat that, are you? And I think with these people who say, oh, I can't stand camping. I mean, I used to be the same. When I was in my 20s, I thought, well, what's the point of camping? What is the point of camping? You go in such and such to lie in a tent. But how wrong was I? This is like one of the most favourite things I do now, and I absolutely love it. But as I spoke about in other videos, my love for the outside came from the days of fishing and mountain biking and just being out there. And this is great to be out there, but you don't even have to be doing those activities. I don't have to have the excuse of being on my mountain bike or fishing. But when I used to fish, I could be there 12 hours, dusk till dawn, and it'd feel that I'd only been there 3 hours. That's how chilled I used to find it. And as time's gone on, this is where I got the love for camping, just being out there, living a very, very simple, basic life. Still drinking me brew. But yeah, as you can see from the videos, I don't care where I am, whether it be a stealth camp, whether it be a woodland camp, whether it be a coastal camp with my daughter. Doesn't matter where I am, I love it. Absolutely love it. So I think, as I've touched up on before, if you are going to get into camping and you are going to give it a go, get your sleep system correct. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Decent sleep system, and make sure you get a decent tent that's not going to let you down, and obviously spend the night soaking wet. I mean, you can get some decent budget tents. Look, I use the Hyena too. It's never let me down. Never let me down. You could probably pick that up for about, they usually go for about 65 quid, and then you'll get them in the sale for about 50, 54 quid. But yeah, tent, sleep system. Obviously, don't expect a budget tent to keep you alive on the side of a mountain in a tornado, because that's just ridiculous. But yeah, once again, if you are looking at getting out there, just don't rush into, think about what your expectations are, think about how you want to go about it. Obviously you want to stay warm, you want to stay dry, you want to have the right gear for the right season, and obviously I'm the worst person for this, but you want to obviously have your pack as light as possible if you're planning on hauling it 2 or 3 miles to a campsite. Not like me, a 5-minute walk to a campsite. That's why I don't mind having all the clubber. But yeah, go away bugs, go away fly things. So yeah, once again, my conclusion, I reckon if you've had a real bad experience when you was younger, camping with the parents, or you know, you had a week of just miserable weather, cold, wet, you're going to remember that. So maybe go out again and create some new memories and enjoyable camping. Camping with friends, camping with your partner. Hey, I says to the missus during the week, says, do you want to come camping with me? Do a nice woodland camp, do some nice cooking, you know. It's like, absolutely not a chance, she says. I says, you're not going to come to any harm? I says, surely you'll feel safe with me with you. Not a chance, I'm not going camping. I wonder if she had bad camping experience as a kid. I might ask her actually. But then I was joking again. I was like, are you telling me you don't want to have a nice little chilled out night in my tent, cook some food? I said, well, it depends where it is, because I know the stupid places that you go to. So we're getting there slowly. I'm breaking her down bit by bit. That's the wrong thing to say, isn't it, breaking her down, but I honestly think if she came out camping in the middle of a forest where, you know, she's not going to be bothered by it, I think she'd love it. I mean, she said she'd go glamping. Glamping. Get out of town. But yeah, I've waffled on enough now while I've been drinking this brew. I've packed the tent down. I've only got to put everything in the pack now, and I'm getting out of here, because I'm sure if the cats could use a phone, they'd be phoning the RSPCA saying they haven't been fed yet. So I mean, I did leave them some food out, but they'll have waffed that down. I know what they're like. So drink this and get out of here. As you can see, all packed away. My little bag of rubbish. And a brew. Of course there had to be a brew, didn't there? But yeah. So the golden rule always applies: leave no trace. Even if it was a mess when you got there, there is bits of packets of crisp packets and crunchy wrappers, whatever else. I've picked those few things up, and I'll spin the camera around. As you can see, put it back to how it was. Shame about that rubbish there, it's a bit too much to carry with all that. So with the exception of the noisy motorbikes last night, it just shows how easy it is to find some of these little gems on your doorstep. You don't have to drive 2 hours somewhere, you know, if you're obviously brave enough to find spots in your local area, of course. But yeah, this was a 15-minute walk from my house, and I wasn't walking very fast. I'm always looking for potential spots, as you'll see. You know, my head's always going like this. I'm a proper rubbernecker when it comes to looking for camp spots. But anyway, I think it's time to conclude this video. So as always, please like. If you haven't, please subscribe. And as always, if you're feeling extra generous and you really want to go the extra mile and support the channel, you can buy the idiot a coffee. Obviously not compulsory. And thank you for coming along on the journey with me, keeping it real as always, and I'll see you on the next one.